I suppose I tell people to judge books by their cover, so today I put on a shirt. I don't even know what it says, but laying on the couch 24 hours a day, 12, for the past 5 years since a chiropractor crippled me because he was Catholic and I was a Mason, and he wanted to make smart-ass comments about myself and my 15-year-old daughter. I guess I should have walked when he was disrespectful to my family. But we live and we learn. So, my credentials, if you know me, are really quite ridiculous pertaining to the occult, what people call the occult, and extraterrestrials and angels and UFOs and artificial intelligence and MK Ultra and secret government programs and NASA and the NRO and CIA and MI5, MI6, the UN. And I'm ruthlessly insulting those groups pretty regularly, partially for my own amusement. And it's actually my way of looking for peace with them because they don't respect weakness, and they're not known for kindness. I'd rather be kind. But being an outsider for, spending 5 years on the couch, coincidentally, it was the same night that my daughter's mom was going in for, going to the ER for something to do with her pregnancy. It was the same day that the chiropractor crippled me, and we ended up meeting at the ER that night. I was getting pain medicine, and maybe I'm selfish, but I can't remember why she was even there. I am selfish, apparently. There's a lot of me to deal with in my own life, so forgive me for that, please. But since then, a lot's happened. Before then, a lot happened. My whole life, a lot's happened. So I had a doctor who called me the outlier. That's the guy who just doesn't belong. It's the voice in the canary in the coal mine. The guy who's saying fire before anyone else knows there's a fire. It's a very unenviable position. If it was truly enviable, then you would see people trying to replicate it instead of, trying not to. So I found this today, and I like it, and I want to share it with you because I like you guys too. This is They Live and The Truman Show are the same movie. And forgive my low quality videos. My content should still be the best out there if I'm doing my job right.
Says I've seen past about pulling back the curtain. Narratively, for Johnny Nada is a pair of sunglasses that literally allow him to see the alien signal. Johnny Nada is a drifter, already disconnected from the rest of society, therefore more objective in his view of what's happening. The world around him is being controlled, and he's starting to see it.
Alright, so that's really important to me because there's a lot of truth to it. And there's very fine lines of, you're going to walk really fine lines if you have a great amount of knowledge about things which are secret, because those secrets can cost people their lives. It's really no different than working in high-level intelligence. It's the same thing. It's no different than working at the high-level secret societies of religion. It's the same thing. You're able to see things And, you know, the line of the margin of error in my field, in my life, the path that I'm on, the margin of error is paper thin. Thinner, yes, that colorful paper that rips. Women know the name of it. I don't. Most men don't. Used in gift bags and stuff. That's how thin the line of error is. But my upbringing in MK Ultra and being part of a religion, at least believing in God. And then some would say rebellion against religion, but I tell you truthfully, I asked God's permission and received a sign that I had permission to do so, which soon led to my death and resurrection as something a little bit darker. But my interests were going in that direction. I just couldn't justify going any deeper into the darkness, vampirism, and ugliness. It's, that was 20 years ago. It was 2002. Now it's 2020, and QAnon's been out, haranguing the really evil vampires, and there's some really bad people out there. So everything I do is, I haven't drank, and except for in my own magical way with my magical wife. Anyway, just the lines are really thin, and for 15 years, nobody cared about me drinking blood. But when I said in Hollywood, they drink the blood of children, and like Marilyn Manson says, cash is the poor man's money, then a lot of spiders in the Matrix and agencies and censors and AI programs, which are truly interested in the occult and magic, and I did declare war to the death, magical war to the death, with whoever wants to fight us. I'd say me, but it's not me. There's a lot of us. Legion is our most accurate name still. But being like, there are outsiders who come from too much poverty, not enough foundation in God. They start to see some of the strangeness of the world. They don't have any foundation of God, of just the fact that God exists. So they're adrift. They get into drugs. In a way, I'm fortunate that I was MK Ultra and drugged so much, because that kept me close enough to the medical system where if I need something like pain medicine for my broken back, or amphetamines for my ADD, I can access these. Diazepam for muscle spasms, I can access these. Whereas a lot of people, some of them probably would be better people than they are if they didn't have to go on the street and do street drugs and hustle for street drugs and shoplift for street drugs. And I could judge them, but it would break my heart, because I'd have to think about, that could have been me. And as fucked up as my life is, I'm grateful. Truly. It's very difficult. There's in Boiler Room, they say act as if, you know, and, they're very shallow people, so they're like, act as if you got a, you know, 28-inch cock. But I'm like, why don't I just act as if, like, you know, if a woman spends a night with me, she's gonna have the greatest, love for that night that she could possibly want. She'll get everything out of that night that she wants. Why is it gotta be about me? It's about her. That's what being a lover is about. So, and they can't back up the acting as if, but I can, because mine is about, everything is a handshake, everything is a hug, everything is an agreement. Let's watch some more of this.
Truman, meanwhile, is living an idyllic life until a light literally falls from the sky and he begins to question small things about the world around him. Truman, thanks to the manufactured
You see what that said there?
Truman, meanwhile, is living an idyllic life until a light literally falls from the sky and he begins to question small.
That light says serious. If you rewind it a few seconds here in this video, you can see, I don't know what else it says, but serious is, just yesterday I found a picture, my daughter found a picture on my phone from February 20th, 2017, and this is when, it sounds crazy, but this is, I took a picture of the sky, like I was spying on it, like doing counterintelligence. It's like, there it is, there's that UFO again. I always hear it. I always feel that UFO looking at me at night. And this went on for months. Somewhere I got this friend, Dave Salamita, and if you can find him, ask him about it. It's pretty funny. I regret the loss of that friendship. There's not many I regret. Not many at all. But I do regret that. But for months, I would, I'll find the picture. Is it important enough to do right now? Yeah, it is. So I'm going to real quick find this, if this all cooperates with me. Oh, wait, there it is. It was already there. February 18th, 2020. I need February 18th, 2017, which is a lot of rewinding, because I got a hell of a lot of photos. The QAnon saga up till July. Those were some photos of the sky when me and Ella are together and the sky turns pink, bloody pink. Really bizarre stuff. I do kind of feel like I'm in an afterlife or a limbo, and makes me wonder, like, the people that are in my life, even the ones I live with, like, why are they here with me? Just to be supportive of me while I go through, like, my past lives, or is this shit real? Why can't it be both? Don't be a smart ass. And as far as why it can't be both, I do not have the answer to that question. If I tried to answer it for you, I would lie, and that's something that I do not do. Yeah, you can debate it all you want, but when you come back down from trying to outsmart me and outdo me, you're going to realize I don't lie. As a rule, a matter of fact, it is a fact. And yes, I'm arguing with myself, basically, right now. So this is February 20th, 2017. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see. Alright. How do I cancel that? Cancel. Alright, you can't see it well, but there's in other pictures in the future you will. That's just a tree on the left and that star there. Well, that star is actually Sirius. Sirius is actually a spaceship. Give me a polygraph. Please. I've been begging for a polygraph I did beg daily for a polygraph for a couple years. And then it became clear people believed me for whatever reason. Now I, see old friends and talk to people and I say, I'm going to be King George VII soon. And people just take it as fact. And maybe they know something I don't. But I'm going to believe it until I see someone else or a better version of me, but still me, sworn in. And I got a lot of promises to keep. But Sirius, also known as the dog star, yes. So Sirius is where ISIS is from. And if you look at the main shafts of the Pyramid of Giza, Sirius is seriously involved. But when I finally figured out it was Sirius, soon after ISIS or Ishtar or Mary Magdalene, who I had predicted it would be, or Mary, Queen of Heaven, or Queen Jadwiga, the King of Poland, who was a woman. Powerful women. Powerful women run the world. I love them. And they beat me up, and that's okay because we're on the same team at the end of the day.
Thanks to the manufactured life he's been presented with, is dug in, emotionally and psychologically. His life is staged and we're watching him figure it out. But here's where we get to a key difference in the films. Yes, Alien.
Alright, so real quick, can I turn this thing? So I went for, when I go out, I gotta let somebody know where I'm going. Or strange things happen, I didn't let anyone know where I was going one day. I just went to my doctor's office to pick up a prescription. And as soon as I pulled out of there, a car did a hit and run. Like a big black SUV crashed into another car and then took off, leaving the scene of the crime with police right on its tail. I go out one time and SUVs crash into each other and a police chase ensues. I don't know about you, but I think that's strange. So that's why I don't really, whatever I'm supposed to be learning from all this, I'm just going with the flow with as much humility and sincerity and honesty as I have ever been able to give, which is all my goal personally for myself. That's all I want to be known for is honesty. And yeah, I told a couple lies when I was young that really, others would say, screwed up my life. But if you know the situation, you know at some point that it wasn't about that at all. It was about UFOs and me having taught Dan Brown the information for the Da Vinci Code. And I almost feel like the lost symbol is the script I'm living as my hell. where it was well done.